So what I really picked up this morning was the focus of the NA and all its members on growth. So how does marketing drive growth for the companies? The other thing that is passionate, for me is how marketing can be used, as Mark Pritchard would say, how can marketing can be a force for good. So we spoke about diversity in terms of talent. We spoke about equality in terms of how genders are represented in commercials. So I'm very interested by how the ANA can be a force for growth and a force for good as well.
So tell us a little bit how brands are working with Twitter. Give us a range of activations and opportunities.
Yeah. So if you think of why people around the world use Twitter, they go to Twitter to see what's happening, what's trending, what's new. So fundamentally, Twitter has become the news app for the world. And when I mean news about any passion point that you have, whether it's music, sports, entertainment, or politics. So the way brands have been using Twitter is basically to support their launches. If you think of a marketing launch for a brand, they're bringing news to the marketplace. They're introducing something new to the marketplace. So the best brands on Twitter are brands that understand that they can leverage Twitter whenever they launch something new. The other way brands are using Twitter is to connect with what people are talking about. So you think of Wendy's. Wendy's has been one of the best brands on Twitter because they have a voice on Twitter and they really understand how to connect with culture, how to connect with what people are talking about. So helping brands launch something new and helping brands connect with culture and what's happening are the two fundamental jobs that we deliver for brands.
So tell us some best practices and sort of what brands are using and promoted tweets and you're doing a lot with live streaming.
Yeah.
What are some of the interesting or emerging platforms for marketers?
Yeah. So brands, using us for launch. So think of a Samsung launching a new mobile device. They are going to live stream their launch event. They are going to generate interest behind the new device ahead of the launch, similar to a movie studio who is going to drop a trailer 3 months before the launch of the movie. And then after the launch, they are going to retarget the people that were interested by the content during the launch phase. They are going to retarget them to promote their new device to drive for sales. So it's a cycle from pre-launch to the launch phase to post-launch. So that's number one. Number two, brands have been using Twitter primarily for video over the past few years. Video has been the overwhelmingly successful format for brands on Twitter, to the point where the majority of the revenue on Twitter now is video. And we have multiple video formats to help brands leverage Twitter and the conversation on Twitter via the video format. So if you think of video can be a format for Twitter to show audiences their product, their services, their messaging, but also to generate conversation around their brand. So we call that watch it and talk about it. That's how brands are using video on Twitter.
And what about attribution? How does that kind of ROI? And of course, different different brands have different KPIs, but how do they understand the value?
So Twitter, we offer a slew of ways to measure the effectiveness of your investment on Twitter. So in addition to transparency and viewability, we also are connected to MMM models, MTA, and brand impact studies via Nielsen. So we use a variety of measurement partners to showcase and to prove to brands that we can deliver on their return on investment KPI, whether it's brand lift, whether it's sales, or whether it's other media KPI that they want to deliver on.